Good morning to each and everyone, especially to Dr. Jonas E. Ulandria. I am Jeanette Ginvella, and I'm going to report about memory. Memory. Types of computer memory. Computer memory is a generic term for all of the different types of data storage technology that a computer may use, including RAM, ROM, and flash memory. Some types of computer memory are designed to be very fast, meaning that the central processing unit or CPU can access data stored there very quickly. Other types are designed to be very low cost, so that large amount of data can be stored there economically. Another way that computer memory can vary is that some types are non-volatile, which means they can store data on a long-term basis even when there is no power. And some types are volatile, which are often faster but which lose all the data stored on them as soon as the power is switched off. A computer system is built using a combination of these types of computer memory, and the exact configuration can be optimized to produce the maximum data processing speed or the minimum cost, or some compromise between the two. Types of computer memory: primary and secondary. Although many types of memory in a computer exist, the most basic distinction is between primary memory, often called system memory, and secondary memory, which is more commonly called storage. The key difference between primary and secondary memory is speed of access. Primary memory includes ROM and RAM and is located close to the CPU on the computer motherboard, enabling the CPU to read data from primary memory very quickly indeed. It is used to store data that the CPU needs imminently so that it does not have to wait for it to be delivered. Secondary memory, by contrast, is usually physically located within a separate storage device, such as a hard disk drive or solid-state drive (SSD), which is connected to the computer system either directly or over a network. The cost per gigabyte of secondary memory is much lower, but the read and write speeds are significantly slower. Primary memory types: RAM and ROM. There are two key types of primary memory. First is the RAM or random access memory, and the second one is the ROM or read-only memory, which will be tackled by my co-reporter. My task here is about the RAM or random access memory. RAM or RAM computer memory. The acronym RAM stems from the fact that data stored in random access memory can be accessed, as the name suggests, in any random order, or put another way, any random bit of data can be accessed just as quickly as any other bit. The most important things to understand about RAM are that RAM memory is very fast. It can be written to as well as read. It is volatile, so all data stored in RAM memory is lost when it loses power. And finally, it is very expensive compared to all type of secondary memory in terms of cost per gigabyte. It is because of the relative high cost of RAM compared to secondary memory types that most computer systems are both primary and secondary memory. Data that is required for imminent processing is moved to RAM, where it can be accessed and modified very quickly so that the CPU is not kept waiting. When the data is no longer required, it is shunted out to slower but cheaper secondary memory, and the RAM space that has been freed up is filled with the next chunk of data that is about to be used. Types of RAM: DRAM or the Dynamic Random Access Memory. DRAM stands for Dynamic RAM, and it is the most common type of RAM used in computers. The oldest type is known as single data rate or SDR DRAM, but newer computers use faster dual data rate DDR DRAM. DDR comes in several versions including DDR2, DDR3, and DDR4, which offer better performance and are more energy efficient than DDR. However, different versions are incompatible, so it is not possible to mix DDR2 with DDR3 DRAM in a computer system. DRAM consists of a transistor and a capacitor in each cell. SRAM or static random access memory. SRAM stands for RAM. It is a particular type of RAM which is faster than DRAM but more expensive and bulkier, having six transistors in each cell. For those reasons, SRAM is generally only used as a data cache within a CPU itself or as RAM in very high-end server systems. A small SRAM cache of the most eminently needed data can result in significant speed improvements in a system. The key difference between DRAM and SRAM is that SRAM is faster than DRAM, perhaps 2 to 3 times faster but more expensive and bulkier. SRAM is usually available in megabytes while DRAM is purchased in gigabytes. DRAM uses more energy than SRAM because it constantly needs to be refreshed to maintain data integrity, while SRAM, though volatile, does not need constant refreshing when it is powered up. That would be all. Thank you for listening and God bless us all. And here are my references.